Today we are going to be building Lego space stuff using only the Lego pieces in the Lego Classics Space Missions parts box with 1,700 pieces. And it just gives a little example on the front. Some of the builds here. There's the back of the box. And here's all the pieces listed inside the box. Let's crack it open and see the parts. So here's all the parts, and it does come with 2 instruction booklets, which I might actually go through because these do look pretty cool. So I just gotta start building now. So for the first booklet, you're gonna make a sun, an earth, there's the moon, and this small little space shuttle, which can fit these characters inside. So you can go ahead and place those in there. And then this astronaut, I guess. The planets I don't really like, but the shuttle is fairly neat. I'm not gonna go into super high detail, but the shuttle's actually pretty good for what it is. All right, so this is the second instructions now assembled. It comes with a rocket, this little rocket, I guess, stand here. This is so that the characters can go on the inside there. They can walk across and enter the rocket. They don't actually fit. The rocket is pretty substantial in size. You get this little tiny command station. Don't really care. I also don't really care about the buildable characters, obviously. But I think this one is better. It comes with a really neat rocket. And I believe it just breaks away from the stand there and then can launch off into outer space. But it is fairly just generic, basic, and the doors, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. And there you go. You get a rocket. So using only the pieces from the classic space box, I built this, and this is entirely inspired off of these pieces, which instantly reminded me of the space sub-theme UFO. So I did this build inspired by UFO, and as you can tell, there's a lot of large bricks with very unique colors, and so there's a lot of unique colors throughout this build. But I went for big engines in the back, and this is I wanted to go for a pretty large scale build. So here's my hand in comparison, and here's the ship also. All the ships need a little gimmick or a play feature. So these things have a little rotating so they can move around into any direction, and they very easily detach as little individual either escape pods or little microfighters, and then they attach right back up to the ship. And I definitely wanted to go for something obscure and unique, and it's very interesting to work with this color palette. I did a lot of like little antennas and branching off little pieces here and there. You can see there. And then in the back, I just went for a simple, like, kind of big turbo engine design with the large, I don't know, engines. So yeah, this was definitely inspired off of UFO, and this is a custom little classic space mock, and it's very interesting. Like, you get a lot of blue, purple, black, and orange, and yellow, just very interesting colors for space mocks. And this is inspired by UFO, classic space, and I think it turned out all right. This is definitely a mock that I think I'm going to keep around for a little bit anyways. I'm not going to disassemble this right away like I do with most mocks. I think it's a pretty large, pretty cool, and substantial build. Much better than the builds in the instruction booklets, in my personal opinion. So I had a lot of fun building this, and I think that this as a parts pack is very interesting because it is so diverse in colors. It makes building super interesting, and honestly, I don't really know 100% what to think of it. You get just so many colors with this parts pack. It really leaves the creativity up to you and what design you decide to go with. I was inspired by UFO. You may be inspired by maybe even Ice Planet, but I don't see any dark blue. Depending on what space theme you're inspired by, and depending on what shape of ship you're going to go with, I think you can have very different outcomes with the same amount of pieces. But I will be sorting out the pieces and adding them to my existing parts collection. So that is going to conclude this video and what you can build with this kit. So thank you guys for watching.